Okay, it says it's live, but I'm waiting for it to turn orange.
It's
There
orange.
it is. There it is. We are live. Hi, hi, hi. I'm Ellie Walsh. Welcome to Empower Dreams Hangout. Here we are tonight. We're here to be empowered, to empower, and that's really why we come together. And it's our first hangout for 2016. So Happy New Year. We're back. We have some more folks with us. I'm going to introduce them in a moment. I'm really happy that you're here. If you're here live with us, please go in that chat, say hi, tell us who you are, tell us where you're from. And if you're on the replay watching this, go in that chat also, because we come back during the week and we check that page. If you ever have any questions or what have you, reach out to us there on that page. But we're here tonight to talk about the list, and so I'm going to guess that who's ever here watching this, you have some kind of business, or you're brandy new and you're just kind of starting out in here. And we talk about this list. I mean, it's lingo that we use, and it's really a list of people. We call them leads, okay? I don't really like doing that, but I do it too. And it's really a group of people. And we want to talk about that tonight. How do you get them to respond to you? How do you get them to open emails? Because I know all of you have a gazillion emails in your inbox. If you're like me, you have several email addresses that you're just like, oh my God, I can't read all of this. So I'm picky and choosy about whose emails I open. So how do you get to be that person that somebody picks and chooses they're going to open your email? But before we get into that, I'm going to call people out as how I see them, and you might all see them differently, because I don't know, I think it works different in your view. But I see it to my left over here is Carol. So wait a minute, I'm from upstate New York, in case you want to know, and we didn't get snow. So, and here's Carol. Carol, say hi. Tell us where you're from. I know where she's from.
Hi, I'm Carol Makowski. I'm also from upstate New York, and actually from the other end of the house that Ellie's in. And we are both internet marketers, and are very much looking forward to this hangout with, especially with some new people who have joined us tonight.
Cool. And then the next person I see is Catherine in warmer California, not as warm in upstate New York. But
hello, I'm Catherine, and I live in California. Yes, and it's warmer than in New York. I know that now, and it's nice weather. But I'm also an internet marketer, and I've been one for like a couple of years now. And I can't wait to hear what we have about the list, because that's one of the big things for businesses is a list. So cool. Thank you, Ellie. I'd like to hear.
Thank you. And we got Danny with us, Danielle. I call her Danny.
And can you hear me now there? Yes. And that's what most of my friends call me, Ellie, is Danny. And I've also been an internet marketer for a couple of years, and I'm excited to talk with everybody about our topic tonight.
Cool. And Danny, you're in Canada.
Oh, yes, but I'm in the Florida of Canada. I'm in southwest. Yeah, I'm in southwestern Ontario, so we're getting nothing really. It's cold, but it's above freezing.
That's good. And then we'll talk to the person that's in Florida, and that's Denise.
Yep, I'm in Florida, and I know I don't want anybody to get mad, but it was 75 degrees today, and we spent the whole day at Disney. I know, don't hate. But look at me with the damn sweater on. But anyway. Uh-oh, am I freezing? Did I freeze?
No, you're good.
Cool. Anyway, yeah, my husband and I drive a truck over the road, and being an internet marketer was very attractive to me because it was the one thing that I felt like I could build while we were on the road in the truck, as long as I have an internet connection. And, I built a list, and I've actually had problems with the list, getting people to open it, and getting people to respond, and this and that. So I'm really excited about learning about this to get the list to be more responsive to you and what you have.
Cool. And then we have Kimberly, but she must be off camera right now. So when she pops back on later on, if she can get on, we will bring her out there. So this list, like, how do you get it? You know, when I started in marketing, God, I've been on the computer since 1996. Some of you might not have been born yet, and it wasn't long after, you know, like I started to do some kind of business, like with eBay, and then when Amazon came on later on, and but nobody talked about get a list, and there weren't even autoresponders then. You know, so again, I'm going to guess most of the people that are watching this with us live or who are watching the replay, they know what an autoresponder is, and it's just really a program that gathers those emails, right? And then you can send out an email to everybody that's on your list. So, and you can even set emails up to do that. And I guess the two biggest are Aweber or GetResponse. We actually have both. That's a long story. So, but you know, I started really finally learning to get emails when I started my website, Living the Law of Attraction. I started doing trainings and coaching, and people said to me, "You have to give something away to get an email," and you know, that's even more so today. That because people are being bombed with emails. They don't, you gotta like it's like, this is my email address, okay? What are you giving me for it? Because there's a trade here. We're gonna barter, right? And I mean, they all, when you have a legal and good autoresponder, they always have the option to unsubscribe. So I wrote up a report, you know, and I started to put it out, and oh my God, I was like shocked. I didn't get it. But that's what you would call, this was from my blog now, right? And I had a form, and I also said, get this free report. And that's a warm list. Maybe not a hot list, you know, but it's a warm list because they were at my blog, so they kind of knew something about me, right? And I'm pretty sure, this is a while ago, what I had up there was then said, you have to go to your email address to get that. So I didn't give them the download right away. So I was kind of sending them over, getting them used to, you know, but spam filters weren't as big deal as they are now. They're a big deal now, you know, like you can get thrown into spam 1, 2, 3 today. Sometimes I think for no reason, all right? And people, some people, you say to them, did you check your spam folder? And they're like, what's that? I have one of those. You know, they open it up and there's hundreds of emails in there. And then they're like, I was pissed off at so-and-so. They said they were sending me that thing. And it was in there, okay, because it got thrown in spam. But so there's like a relationship that's going on at that point, okay? They were at my blog. They know me. Today, in the company that we're all in, we're able to give away. We have giveaways. So I know I will post in Facebook groups. Now, you go, well, then people don't know you. Well, that's true, but here's the advantage. So they're like a lukewarm group, okay, because my picture is there. This is why, folks, if you've got a dog as your profile picture, I'm sure your dog is cute, all right, but if you're doing business on the internet, you know, or a flower, I'm sure it's a pretty flower, but you put a detour in that relationship. Please have a smiling profile picture, okay, and they can click. They can not just see my face, excuse me, they can click my name and they can go to my profile. Now, again, if you're doing any kind of business, if you're doing Avon, Unique, what makeup, it doesn't matter what it is, or business opportunities, or selling your own product, I'm praying you have your profile as public. And I know some people get freaky about that, but if you're doing business on the internet, you want people to see who you are. So they see this thing in a Facebook group, they might not click on that thing, okay, this giveaway I have for them. We have great giveaways to give people. They might instead click on my name and come over and see, who is this Ellie Walsh? And my profile page is not all about business. All right. As a matter of fact, Carol and I have some funny videos on there about ourselves, but it's just kind of about life. And there's a connection started, right? So those people usually are, you have an in, and then there's also people that you are posting on your Facebook wall and they do know you, all right? And they're looking at the whatever business it is, whatever product that you're promoting, and they go on your list. You have a little bit of an upper hand with them. That's what people would call a warm market, all right? Your warm leads, or your warm list. And then it depends what kind of business you're doing, but you can what they call buy traffic. Now, you go, oh my, I'm originally from downstate New York. I live in upstate, but like I always want to stay away from traffic, except when it comes to my blog or my opportunity. Bring the traffic on, okay? Bring it on. So, I mean, I've done that. I've bought traffic, but that can be a little weird. It's not unworkable, all right? It's just a little weird because you don't know nothing about these people. You don't know where they came from. You don't really know what they're looking for. You don't really know what situation they're in, and they don't know squat about you. So this is like cold list. I think it's a frozen list. Now, I separate mine, and sometimes I talk to these people a little different, but I have really found, because I've been around the block a while, okay, I've come to the point where it doesn't matter where the traffic or the leads or the list, those people's email addresses, it's all people that are there, right? It doesn't matter where they come from. I need to talk like me, period. So some people say, well, if you don't say this, this, and this, then you're going to lose that portion of your list. To me, that's okay. You know what I'm saying here? Because we're not going to work well together if I can't talk like me. And so then they might belong in that business, but they might not belong in there with me. And to me, that's like the perfect scenario, because obviously there is no such thing as one business with one person. There's all these businesses with all these different kind of persons, and some join Catherine, and some join Danny, and some join Denise, and some join Carol. They might run from me. They go, who's that nut? But there's different reasons that people join. And I think this thing about talking to your list is not, maybe there's somebody out there that teaches it well, okay? There's not a lot of teaching that goes on in there on how do you talk to that list. I wanted to say that there's some companies that will give you pre-written series autoresponders that go out, and those are great, especially for the brand new person. And if you're brandy new, and you're brand new to even using that autoresponder, you are now in learning mode, and you are in learning skills. And I say, go ahead and go with those emails, and because go learn that autoresponder. But there's a point, and I don't know when that is for everybody, that you better open up those emails and find out what they say. You should always subscribe to your own list anyways, right? And you better find out if you would say it like that. You know, so I have opened up at some points some of these things, and I go, oh my God, I would never say that. And I'm putting this out to these people that I'm then saying, you know me, trust me, because I send out broadcasts, right? So that was like, oh my God, I got to learn how to edit these, you know. And you really do want to learn that quickly, how to edit it, because you need to be adding a name to it. You know, I actually go back in and reformat all of ours. I'm techie, guys, all right? And I've been doing this for a lot of years. And when I was new, I was new. I eventually learned how to do these things. These are the kind of skills that when we close down and we all gather together, the panel here and myself and other people on the team, we go further into. You know, so it's always great to be in, when you're in a business, to be in a team atmosphere, in a group atmosphere, where you can really learn with each other and from each other. You know, so I go in, I put the picture, you know, because I sign ours, because Carol and I are together. We work our business together. You know, Ellie and Carol, and I put a picture of us, and I go through all of that. If you're brand new and you don't know how to get a picture in there, put your name in there. But some of the stuff in there, there's a little bit of a fine line here, right? Because sometimes you read it and you go, oh, I wouldn't say it like that. But you have to understand something. Some of these were written by people that really understand email psychology. And so it's not trickery. It's understanding how the brain works when somebody reads an email. One of them I can bring off the top of my head is prices. Let's say in that email you're going to talk about a product that is $4.97. Nowhere in that email should you have a number. Not even, you know, you go, oh, it was just like the number of an address. No, you should not have a number less than $4.97. Nowhere. So, because there's something with the brain with that. All right, and it grabs onto that lower number, and then you say, and the product should be $8,000 and it's only $4.97, whatever you say, all right? But you talked about some 70. It didn't even say $70. You said something about 70. And that, there's a brain thing that goes on there. So that's kind of it's not a trick trying to manipulate people. That's really email psychology, understanding, or how the brain works, and when you take in numbers like that. So I hope you all wrote that one down. If you're writing numbers in there, all right, do never, ever, ever have a less number than something that you're offering, because you actually put a block up there. And you certainly didn't mean to do that. But there are some things, just even when people say, hit me up. Oh, hit me up and, you know, and ask me your questions. I don't say that. I don't say hit me up. I say connect with me. So I will go into those emails and change that stuff. All right? Because I just don't say hit me up. And that stuff sounds silly, but I believe you should be writing emails how you talk. You know, sometimes Carol corrects my grammar even in my writing, and then I go, I don't care, it's the way I talk. I failed English, all right? So I've been monopolizing the floor here. I don't know if anybody's asking questions, or you guys want to jump in here and say something. Certainly jump in whenever you want.
Yeah, I'd like to just jump in and say a couple of things here. Just in terms of the list, as you say, I mean, we talk about a list, and it's people. And you mentioned that there's warm list, there's the cold list, the traffic that you buy, and there's also a hot list, and that's the people who have already bought from you, who know you well enough. And as far as the list is concerned, what you want to do, the goal that you have is to get the people to learn to know you and trust you. Because without that, they're not going to buy from you. And you do that by warming them up. Even if it's a cold list to start off with, you warm them up. And you communicate with them frequently. That's for you to decide. Some people communicate twice a day, some people once a day, some people once every other day. You know, whatever it happens to be, whatever you choose, and whatever is comfortable for you, and whatever your list responds to. But the idea is to warm them up, and by giving them information, content, free bonuses that you can give away to them to keep them interested, because they're looking for that. Everybody today is giving away something, bonuses, this, that, whatever. And you need, in order to be in the game, you need to have something to do in that area just as well. You need to have something to give away. Now, another point I wanted to make out here is that you need to be available to your list. And some people use different modes of communication. Some people are very comfortable putting their phone number there, saying, if you need anything, call me. Some people are not so comfortable putting their phone number in, but they're okay, meet me on Facebook. And, they'll put their Facebook address in there, or their own email address in, or some means of communication where somebody can get back to you if they want to. And needless to say, that the phone is probably the most, what's the word I want, the most productive, because you make a personal connection with the person. But again, if that's not your cup of tea, then don't go down that road. And there's a whole psychology about how to talk to somebody on the phone. There's certain information that you want to get, that you want to be able to get them to start saying yes to certain things, so that the yes comes out of them more easily than the no. But that's a training into itself. And big, you want to solve a problem, or the problem that they have. If you're not addressing that, you ain't addressing nothing. You're not going to hear from them. You need to figure out what it is. I mean, obviously people want money. Otherwise they wouldn't be looking for an opportunity or a business. And most people want freedom. They want to be at home. Most people, unless they're in an MLM and they go out and do hotel meetings and what have you. But if you stick with those two points to start off with, and then as your list gets warmer and you begin to know the people more, then you can address these issues more poignantly, more clearly, and begin to solve their problems, so that they're hooked into you now. They say, oh, she understands me. Let's see what else she can tell me. And what else did I want to say? Oh, why was Ellie talking about Facebook? She was talking about Facebook because when people get onto your list, a lot of them are going to, they have your name, so they're going to look you up on Facebook. And as she said, you want to have your profile picture there, not a dog or a flower or a cartoon or whatever. And make sure you have some information in there about yourself. Personalize it. You don't have to give them your shoe size and your, what color your underwear is, but tell them something about yourself. I get so many friend requests throughout the day, and I'm sure a lot of people do. And if there's nothing in there, and they have a blank picture, I'm not gonna friend them, because I don't know who they are. I don't know where they come from. I don't know what they're up to. I don't know what they're doing. So put something in there that people can identify you and maybe identify with. So that's pretty much what I had to say at this point. I'll pop off. I don't know. Can I pass it on to somebody or go back to Ellie?
I will. I'll say something. I was just going to say that I like that point, Ellie, about where you said don't put a number under what you're promoting. because I never thought about it that way, but people will look to the lower number, but that makes sense, and I never gave it much thought till you said that, so that is a very good point. So that's all I want to say.
It's true. I mean, when I heard somebody say it, then I realized, oh my God, it's true. So even if you just said the number 7 up here for some reason, and then you're down here talking about 297, there's a brain thing that goes on. There's a brain thing that goes on. So you make sure that you never put lower numbers, any lower numbers than this price of this, because if that's what you're talking about at that point, about a product. But, you know, Carol brought up some great things here. First of all, I put a phone number. I have a number that's just kind of for stuff like that. I was scared crap of doing that. I thought, oh my God. And I've been using a number for years, and I could count on one hand how many times somebody called me. Because most people won't. They just don't. You know, I make sure my email address is back in there again. I hate to get an email from somebody that says, no reply at doodle doodle doodle. Well then, what the hell? How cuckoo is that? So people should really be able to hit and reply to that message, but mine, it is the same email. I still put it in again, and I put a link to my Facebook page and to Carol's Facebook page. So I'm building a relationship. Okay, that's what I'm doing. Is everybody going to take you up on it? No. Not everybody that opted in is going to even ever freaking open your email. So don't take it personal. Get over it. Okay? For a lot of different reasons, because they get a lot of email. Some people just do this all day long, put their name in stuff. Some of them are curious and they just want to know what that offer is that you have, or what you're talking about. And sometimes you end up in spam and they don't see you. So, you know, there have been days I'm frustrated. I send out all these emails. I'm looking at this open rate. I'm like, how come people ain't opening this freaking email? You know, and actually I've had some challenges lately. There's been stuff going on where I'm aware some of my stuff ended up in spam. That's dealing with autoresponders, and there's a way to get around that. There's ways to test that. That's more the technical skills. Again, when you're in a group like we're in here tonight, okay, that's the kind of stuff we go back behind the scenes together and we talk about, how do you do this? What do you do? How do you find out if your email's really getting into the inbox? So don't get pissed off at the people because they didn't open your email, because it ended up in their spam maybe. You know, it's not because you are a spammer, okay? It's just these crazy algorithms that they all use for spam, and it's crazy. I have one that I have a test email account, and I send out emails. Some of them show up here, and some of them show up in spam. There's no rhyme or reason from when I look at them. It doesn't even make sense. So there's ways to get around that when you're, again, with a team, with a group. Those are the kind of skills you learn. So that's taking it to the next level. Carol talked about how often, you know, and there was a time, my God, I only emailed once a week, but we're going back a lot of years ago, all right? And email wasn't as much as it is today. And today, I'm going to say, and I'm not always good at this, all right? But you probably should be once a day, if not every other day, you know, or, you know, like out of 7 days, you should be in that inbox 5 times. And that is because they get so much, okay? So you want that relationship. Like I start 99.9% of my emails, I was going to say all of them, and I thought I might start 1 or 2 different with, hey, it's Ellie. Because, you know, when you open up, especially if you have Gmail, you open it up, you kind of see that front line. So you see who it's from, you see the subject, and then you see, like, that front line. So I'm always saying, hey, it's Ellie. Some people go, oh, crap, and delete it. Okay, and other people finally go, oh, it's Ellie. Oh, I want to hear what she has to say. So I try to stay consistent in that. You're looking at a way for somebody to start to recognize you. All right, and if you're emailing every day and you're selling them something, you could kiss it goodbye. You could kiss it goodbye. I shouldn't even say that. Some people do that, and but they're mailing to masses. All right, so you're going to get the buyer here and there. But when you have smaller lists, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, your whole ticket is about creating that relationship. And so, if you wrote a blog post, go talk about it in there. If you got hit with the blizzard, upstate New York didn't. Just in case you'll want to know, because usually we do. But go write about the blizzard. Go put pictures about the blizzard. And then maybe you have a tip in there. If your list is internet marketers, then like this tip we just talked about today about numbers and all, make sure you write an email about that and tell them about that. Are they all interested in what you're talking about? No, but you know what? If they start to like you, they read it anyways. That's what happens. Now, does that happen in 3 days? Not usually. Does it take 3 years? No, well, that's ridiculous also. All right, so there's some time balance in there. But to me, the whole I think so many times I've done it and I see people do it. We get into a business and then we think we need to be so-and-so. And we need to talk like so-and-so talks. Now, look, I'm on everybody's list, okay? I do. I read. I see what they're putting out there. I'm interested. So I think that's a good thing to do. But I'm still going to be me when I talk to my list. And I'm picky and choosy about what I promote to my list. I don't just promote anything. I'm not just trying to sell anything. I'm picky and choosy about doing that. So, that's an interesting thing. And we're talking about if below this here, if you're on the live page or the replay, okay, there's a button that says register now, and you're like, what the hell is that about? And tomorrow night, we're really excited about this. There's going to be a free webinar at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, okay, from a woman who's a 7-figure earner. And she started out in the industry, all right, marketing and ML, network marketing and all, at her dining room table. And she has never had a huge, large list. And consistently today makes a residual income from a small list. And I mean less than 4,000 people. All right, so I know some of you, we all know people that have 10 and 20,000 people, and I guess if you flood that enough, you find the buyers here and there. But what if you could have, because that's a lot. You're either paying a lot of money to do that. If you have that big of a list, you paid for traffic. Or you've been doing this for years and years and years and years, okay? Because I don't have a list like that. So, what if you could take that small list and truly cultivate that relationship? And you want to know what? You were going to lose some as you do that. That's like perfect. That's like pruning, right? That's like pruning the tree, or like going to the apple tree and, throwing the rotten ones back into the woods for the deer or what have you, and taking the good apples. You don't get them all. You don't. They're not all for you, right? But the rotten ones, where I live anyways, are for the deer. So they're for somebody else. And it's not meaning that people are rotten. I didn't mean to put that thing in here, but so, tomorrow night, she's really going to talk about, how to, even when you're part-time, how to get that list going, all right? How to, in essence, get them on your side without having to learn every, new lead generation strategy. Amen? Have you all been there and done that? I see people on my panel going, we've been through that stuff. I prefer creating a relationship. I really do. I prefer that, and I just want to be me. I don't want to be in a business where I'm not going to be me. And if you're selling other things, like what if you're selling perfume? You know, what if you're selling makeup? What if you're selling health stuff? You know, usually you have a couple of things going on there. You have product to sell these people, and so you want to be talking about that product and giving them value about, you know, and talking about you, you know, and usually you also then can bring in reps. You usually in some kind of network marketing if you're selling that stuff. So lots of times those people that stop buying products from you, they know, like, and trust you. That's who people buy from, folks. And then they go, oh damn, that Danny is making money doing this. Okay, I like her, I trust her. I could probably learn how to do this too. But that was a relationship building that happened in there. So I do believe you email about both things. You know, they talk about the 80-20 rule, right? 80, and what that is 80% value. You know, do fun things, do a joke, all right? A clean joke, but because you never know. Depends, unless you know your list really well. So 80% right value and 20% you're promoting. So sometimes I don't even promote. I put a whole bunch of stuff, but at the bottom I'll say, and if you want to do what we do and see what we do, click this link. So it's in there, but that's not what my whole email was about. You know, and it's kind of like just being who you are there. I'll stop talking if you still want to jump in. You know, I have to talk forever.
Yeah, I'd like to say something here. Gosh, about some of the things you talked about earlier about connecting with your list, and what I've learned over the time, I haven't been doing it nearly as long as you. I mean, I've been around network marketing for at least 20 years, but I didn't get online to learn how to market to people online about a year and a half ago. And the one thing that I've learned that scares a lot of people is making video. And a lot of people are really afraid of that because they have beliefs in their mind. What are people going to think of me? I won't say it right. I don't know what to say. You know, and we just have to learn how to get over that if we're going to learn how to do network or internet marketing. That's how you create faster trust with people, is by making video, because they can see you, they can see your eyes, it's more of a quick connection. But you know, even deeper than that, and this is like the hardest thing for most people in life to do, and this is something Gandhi said: be the change that you wish to see in the world. And in order for people to trust us and like us, we have to become that which we want to attract. And you know, I actually found a quote that I posted on Facebook, and I swear this is the truest thing ever. Most people do not see their beliefs. Instead, their beliefs tell them what to see. And a lot of people don't really get that. But it's true when you think about the beliefs that we have ingrained in our subconscious mind. And those of you that haven't read Psycho-Cybernetics, it is like the biggest thing you could ever do for yourself is to read that book, to really see the self-image that you're putting out into the marketplace, that people are going to be attracted to you. And that's a huge thing for me. I'm really, really big into personal development and really helping people to change their beliefs, because you know, so many people out there doubt themselves. They doubt that they can do it. And if you can show them with your own actions, just like Ellie, you said a minute ago, oh, well, you know, I see that you can do it, so if you can do it, I can do it. If one person can do something, anybody can do it. And that's been proven over and over. And so to me, that has been the biggest thing for me. And with so many people out there being skeptical and, oh, this is a scam, this is a ripoff, and this and that, and getting back to what you said a minute ago about the canned autoresponders that are for the newbies. You know, I mean, they're great to use, but not too long ago, I actually used one of those canned autoresponders because it just came up automatically, and I was in a hurry, and I wanted to get it out there. And I got somebody that responded back to that, you know, and they're like, yeah, this is fake, and, you know, I can see right through these false words and all that. And people see right through that, you know. So really, I don't know. I just wanted to get that email out there, but it is good to change it to your own words and to say it the way you would say it, because I don't say hit me up either, Ellie. You know, I'm like, yeah, hit me up. That sounds like a surfer dude. I don't know. But everybody has their own personality, and it's really, really important to get your personality out there, because my personality is different than yours. It's different than Carol's. It's different everybody. So in the beginning, what I did is and I think everybody does this in the beginning when they're trying to make videos and stuff. They try to read from a script, or they try to memorize something because they want to get it right. And when I just let go of all that and I just said, look, this is me, this is what I learned, and this is how I think differently now, and you can do the same thing. People start reaching out to me. As soon as I dropped all that stuff, they're like, wow, she's being real. Mess it up. You know, go, oh man, I mess up and I just keep going. I'm like, oh well, and people see that you're real. They see that you're real, and they really connect with you that way. So that's really what I've learned, and I really, you know, I think that's really important to do those things. And really, one other thing that I that I saw that I want to share that I think is really funny, and it's so true about the change. I don't know if you've seen this cartoon. There's a speaker at the podium with all these people, and he says, "Who here wants change?" And everybody raises their hand, because, you know, we all want change. Okay, who here wants to change? Nobody raises their hand. And it's true, but we can't have change unless we're willing to do it ourselves. And so when we show people that we're willing to change and it's not so bad, then they'll be like, you know, maybe I can do it too. So that's my 2 cents.
Worth a lot more than 2 cents. Thank you so much. And I love that book, Psycho-Cybernetics. I think I read the original 2 or 3 times, and now I've read the new Psycho-Cybernetics, I think twice. I was actually thinking I should read that again, and I just finished it not long ago. So I know, Carol, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought up the video, because that's such an important aspect, and as you say, it boosts the speed with which you can make a connection with somebody, because they see you, they look in your eyes, just as you said. And the other thing I wanted to say was that quote that you said. Write that down, hold it, because man, that's got so much meat in it. We can do a hangout on it.
Danny, you going to jump in here? You got any words of wisdom for us?
No, I just you know, have been listening to it all, and the bottom line is be yourself and let your personality shine through, because that's what's going to get people to stick with you. When I see hi Ellie or hey it's Ellie, I open it almost immediately. Sometimes not the first one, but you know, because I know who it is, and I know I'm going to get that sassy New York personality in that letter. It's not going to be canned, and it's going to be fun to read. So you got to make it fun. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, I mean, I guess that's the biggest thing that we're talking about. You know, you have to be yourself. But if yourself is a cranky old thing, please go change yourself. like Denise is saying. Like, if you're like always cranky and bitchy, okay, people ain't going to join you. If you're talking about how this shit is so hard, they ain't joining you. They ain't even, not even just joining you in the business, they ain't even buying your health drink, or they'll think, God, what does it do to you? Or your makeup, or the products you're selling, the affiliate product. They ain't doing it. So on your Facebook wall, not only do you need to have a smiling face, not you know, your bird or your dog. I hope you're not bitching on there. I hope You're not posting games on there. Now, I'm not telling you that I never play some of those games. I don't know, like Bejeweled Blitz or something, because I sometimes do. It's a great time at night. Sometimes I just zone out. But there are settings that you go in there, and it never posts to your wall. Because really, you know, if I come to your wall and all I see is casino chips and Bejeweled Blitz and, I don't know, some frog game and panda, whatever the hell they are, all right, war game, and I'm like, whoa. I have no idea you're in business. I think that you're, you know, somehow I think you must get paid playing games. I don't know. So, you know, that's the kind of stuff to be aware of. And that's why this is so much about personal development that people, you know, don't get. The more you hang out with great people like we're here with tonight, the more you read those books and the more you learn about that and you make those shifts. First of all, the nicer your life gets, I promise you, and you attract more people to you. You know, there's no doubt about that. So that register button down below here is just about taking this conversation, okay, to either another level. Now, because again, Diane has she doesn't have a big list, and she has a really good residual income. Because she's done those things we're talking about here, and beyond that. She's going to teach you more tricks than I could teach you tonight, and the rest of us could teach you. She's going to teach you more tricks. I'm actually going to read some of these things off. Oh, she says here, how to consistently whip your list into a buying frenzy with very little effort, even if you're part-time. That sounds pretty cool, right? Not having to learn, if you're tired of learning every new lead generation strategy, make this one shift and never run out of leads again. And then she's going to share her tricks to build it once and build it right. And then watch your profits grow week after week after week. So if you're sitting here and you're thinking, I don't even have a list, or I have 8 people on my list, or, you know, it doesn't matter. This tomorrow night is important, but she's going to talk about, you know, if you build it right, you know, because I've had lists where most of them it was dead wood. It wasn't, you know, we were not connecting. So, I had a big list, but nobody was like there, you know, like it was like, hello, nobody was there. So how do you build this right, okay, one time, and then have it perform for you, have that happen to you? Oh, and she's really good with this, how to win affiliate contests and how she hit the #1 spot in her program. Listen to this, kids, without spending a dime on marketing. And I know this woman, she mostly does not ever spend on marketing, okay? And she's a 7-figure earner. And she was just said here, if you follow Wednesday's blueprint, you could be just a few weeks away from having your own online empire. So, you know, we're all going on Wednesday. We're all signed up. And it's another free webinar. All you're going to do is click that button, and that will bring you to the page to register for, because you have to register. It's like and when you register, I want you to know this, you're going to get an email back from Webinars on Air. Some people go, I didn't get the email. It comes from Webinars on Air. That will give you the link for Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're watching this and it's after Wednesday, if you're watching the replay, hit the link anyways, because it's quite possible there will be a replay. And if there's a different link to go to the replay, we will change that down here after that. But right now, tell your friends, sign up for this, okay? Learn these, I guess they're tricks because they're tips that of other people's experience. You know, they always say a smart man learns from his mistakes and a wise man learns from other people's mistakes. You know, so I try to be wise. Let me tell you what, I've racked up my own mistakes, don't worry, but I try to be wise as often as possible, you know, because I don't really believe there's mistakes. I believe everything is a discovery. But one of the discoveries is here's the shortcut, okay? Follow up with that person. And then you take that information even, and you still find that way to mold that to who you are. And pay attention to this, because sometimes it's who you are is what you have to mold, because who you really are is not showing through yet. And that's why we talk so much about personal development. So I haven't really gotten over to the page over there. I don't know if we have any questions. If we do, somebody let me know. If you girls have any, that's what we have all tonight, all girls. If you have any closing thoughts, just jump on in here, because we're getting at the hour mark.
Well, I want to say one thing about the hangout tomorrow night, and anybody that's on here that's looking for a way to generate leads for free, I recommend highly, and I'm really excited to go to this because you can be a wise one and learn from my mistakes. There's no failure, there's only feedback, right? I've literally spent 5 figures buying traffic. I'm not even going to lie to you. And I've struggled with that, and I learned the hard way. And so now I'm really excited, and I don't want you to have to go through spending that money and going into debt and all that. I mean, please, just get to this webinar and find out how you can generate these leads for free and become the person that you were meant to be and have that shine through.
Well said. Well said. Let me just add something too. We have expanded a little bit and are working with some additional people than we've worked with in the past. And this woman who's doing the webinar tomorrow happens to be one of them. And I've tried, Ellie and I actually have worked one of the tips, tricks, formulas, whatever you want to call it, that she uses. And by gosh, every day we're getting organic free leads. And they just keep mounting and mounting after having spent a considerable amount of money on paid traffic. So you can bet your bottom dollar I'm going to be there tomorrow.
Anybody else? We ready to rock and roll? You know, it's always a pleasure. We really come here to truly talk about empowering your dreams, what we're doing to empower our dreams. You don't have to be doing the same thing we're doing to empower your dreams, but you're still invited here because I think we give each other support, hope, tips, all right? So please don't hesitate to contact the person who invited you here, contact any of the people on the panel here. If you're watching the replay again and you have questions, please go right ahead in there and put them in. And we plan on doing this on a weekly thing now. So it looks like we're set on Tuesdays at 8 o'clock. If that changes, we'll let you know. And let's just continue to create that atmosphere that truly does empower you, empower your dreams, whatever they are, and whatever way you choose to go for them. So that is my heartfelt wish for you. I mean that. And we're out of here. So say goodbye, everybody. Take those things off. We want to hear you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
We'll see you guys.
Bye-bye.
You guys don't go anywhere. These guys will leave. Wait, I got to hit stop broadcast. Here we go.